Pokemon has a violent nature that compels it to challenge other living things. Other life forms refuse to live in ponds inhabited by this Pokemon, making them desolate places.
Crawdaunt!
Crawdaunt, desolate them.
Crawdaunt just might be the greatest Pokemon of all time. Let's get into it. Alright, so Crawdaunt, this is a big one for me. He is super cool. I can't wait to talk about him. Alright, so in Ruby Sapphire, better known as ADV, Crawdaunt is pretty bad. He's down in the NU tier. His abilities, Hyper Cutter and Shell Armor, not the greatest abilities. His attack stat, super high at 120. Special attack, also pretty high, which helps him out a lot in this generation. HP, scarily low, 63, and his speed is god-awful. So in the tier that he's in, NU, for ADV, he's actually not too bad. It's not a tier that you can ladder, though. It's pretty obscure. You're not really going to be able to do this with him at the current date. So his moveset for this is going to be Choice Band, Double Edge Return, Hidden Power of your choice, Brick Break, and I would suggest Ice Beam, but you could also run Surf. In this whole generation, Crawdaunt was a pretty big disappointment. But just wait, it gets better. So in DPP, he got a little bit stronger, and you could probably try to use him Dragon Dance and Swords Dance, so he can be ran as like a boosting sweeper. Increasing that speed is kind of a double-edged sword because after one boost, he's not really outspeeding everything, and he doesn't have any priority yet. So I would almost just say go with Swords Dance and pray. But here's a Dragon Dance moveset. So we got Dragon Dance, Waterfall, Crunch, and X Scissor with Life Orb. Like I said, I would not recommend Jolly, but I guess if you're running Dragon Dance, you pretty much have no choice. And then here's the all-out attacker set, Crunch, Waterfall, Superpower, and then I think Aerial Ace is a pretty cool tech, but X Scissor is pretty good too. Choice Band, Max Attack, Hyper Cutter. Alright, moving on to the main dish of Crawdaunt's usage. Okay, so in Black and White, this is where I remember Crawdaunt the most from. He got adaptability. I'm just going to say it. He got adaptability. He has 120 attack. So a good example, if you saw one of my last videos, I talked about Dragalge and his 97 special attack being like kind of low. With the adaptability boost, Dragalge's special attack is actually pretty decent. However, Crawdaunt also having adaptability with 120 attack is much more impactful, and he is a crazy wall breaker now. So he is still down in the RU tier in Black and White, but I would argue for him in higher tiers. Black and White is not a widely played format at the moment, so take that with whatever. We'll get into the newer tiers in a moment. Here's a Black and White moveset. We have the Lumberry tech. He hates getting burned. And you know we got to show that Choice Band set. Here's the one for Black and White. And you could still opt for that surprise factor with the special attacker set. Here it is. I guess we'll bring up his move pool for the first time here in Black and White. It's a pretty wide range of moves that he can use. Standouts, obviously Crab Hammer. I do believe he has the hardest hitting knockoff, like in the whole generation, even all the way up to this point. And if not, it's damn close. Okay, so X and Y is really when a lot of people started using Crawdaunt and you started seeing him a lot more. He's still really an underrated Mon. However, he's tiered at UU now, and I would say that he has some serious OU viability at this point, mainly because, like I said, he has one of the strongest stab knockoffs in the game, possibly the strongest, and in X and Y, he got Aqua Jet. So the main downside to Crawdaunt was his speed, and having access to a stab adaptability Aqua Jet really takes it up a notch. And now we really want to start using Focus Sash a lot with Crawdaunt because of how frail his HP and defenses are. No Mon wants to switch in on him or on his knockoff specifically. If you think the opponent is going to switch out and you have the Sash, it's almost always worth it to just go for that knockoff and try to catch something. And if for some reason he doesn't one-hit kill a Mon, you have that Aqua Jet now to pick off other Sash users or super frail choice scarfers. Here's the X and Y choice band set. Running Crunch and Knockoff does feel kinda bad, but the Crunch is very strong. I do really like the Aerial Ace tech though. And Aqua Jet and Crab Hammer are pretty much must-haves. And basically from Sun and Moon until current, that same choice band type moveset is what everybody is going to run if they try to bring him in. And the only other way that he would be used would be Swords Dance. So here is the Scarlet Violet Swords Dance set. This one's running Life Orb. In Scarlet and Violet, I think Life Orb is a little bit sus. I always feel safer running Focus Sash with my Crawdaunt, but to each their own. If you are going to try the Choice Band set now, he does have Close Combat, which is a pretty sick tech. Crawdaunt has always been a super underrated Mon, and I've always loved his design. A lot of people don't know that he just hits so hard, it's crazy. He's obviously based on a crawfish or a lobster. A little bit of trivia here, the word lobster in Chinese means dragon shrimp, and he learns dragon dance, so that's kind of fun. The blue stripe on his chest is like a military service badge looking thing, and like the star as well on his head. I don't know the details on that, but a cool reference there too. Moving on to the cards. Starting out hot here with the EX Deoxys Reverse. You already know I own this one in an 8.5. In my opinion, this is his best card, and it's one of my favorite from the entire set. This common from Twilight Masquerade, I think that the artwork is just super cool. Shout out to Karada So for the illustration. He has an EX that looks really goofy from Holland Phantoms, and it's actually pretty cheap for an EX because in Japanese it got a special Mew gift box printing. The EX Dragon regular holo, just a real classy look. I really like the background. Another fan favorite here, the Team Magma versus Aqua holo. He also had a rare in that set. Crawdaunt G level 61, the SP from Supreme Victors. It's pretty nice. Shout out to my boy Corefish real quick. Here's a common from EX Dragon, looking clean. And the uncommon from Team Magma versus Aqua. It's pretty sick. That set actually had 3 Corefish commons. No complaints from me. Corefish did get a lot of love in the anime, and I think he's one of the more beloved anime Pokemon characters from the series. He had a lot of goofy moments.
Because I have walked that road as well. The road of romantic rejection.
Alright, so in closing, Crawdaunt is amazing. He is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, for sure. I do see him on ladder fairly often as an off-meta choice, just because, like I said, he hits so hard. And I think a lot of people really do like him. And his power scaling was just right. He's a really well-made Pokemon. I wish he had a few more points of speed, but you never know. He might, surpass that threshold and become broken, and then maybe everyone would hate him. That's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all stay happy and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.